Mushroom dance. What does it mean? It means we're going to live a life of sin. Welcome. For we are all in sin. This is Mushroom Atsume. This is the game that I saw a fellow VTuber play, and I loved it. It was very cute. You raise up little mushroom children, and you become the mushroom children you raise. Like, you know, it's a life sim. It's very, very cozy, very life sim. And I think that's what we need. Given the recent shit that's been happening, I think we all need a little bit of shrooms in our life. Once upon a time, there was a humble recluse. Though they had no need for society, they did often find themselves home to a loneliness that they could never quite shake. In the morning, when the sun would rise, at night it would set, the recluse would observe this splendor, knowing that the sight would be made. Let's turn down the music a little bit. There we go, that's better. It wasn't that they desired a relationship. Perhaps it was a flame that had burned them one too many times, or perhaps they were... No. A child. That's what they wanted. Someone to take care of. To teach, unfortunately. It was a longing that could not be found. Not in these. I can't scroll the fucking thing, goddammit. However, they were never quite as alone as they think, were we? One day a witch appeared, as if drawn by the intensity of the recluse's desires. The lumber that the recluse had spent all morning gathering slipped through their hands, and that's when they spotted her, the witch of the woods. She began to speak. You desire a child, yes? For some, those are quite easy to come by, but not you, it would seem. Let us make a deal. Then, if you do 3 simple chores for me, I will present you with a daughter of your very own. The recluse, caught up in the moment of naivety, quickly agreed. The witch, knowing that the recluse was destined to accept, just simply nodded and began to deliver the first of these so-called chores. It is important of you, for a young person in this world, to be well grounded in this world, I hear. Bring me a jar of soil to keep with this process. Keep in mind that not all dirt is the same, though. Consider the source carefully. Soil? That did seem somewhat magical, the recluse supposed. Left with this vague prompt, they considered their options. Oh. The most picturesque section of the forest you have ever set your eyes upon. Your favorite forest nook, or the barren spot of the forest, long since struck by invisible ailment. Alright! Alright! It will be chat's decision of what mushroom you want. It will be mostly chat's decision. So if you like, a lot of voting. It's gonna be a lot of voting. Okay, so the first poll will be up. It will be between the middle, the left, and the right. Pick a card. Actually, oh, that's the history. Okay, actually, it will be from The picturesque, the forest, the nook, or the barren? The forest, the nook, the nook, the foraging nook, or the barren? You have 5 minutes to decide. And here you go. Pick a card. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, just waiting on you guys. Bro, how am I doing? Oh, not what am I doing. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Still a little shooketh, but anyone would after nearly dodging a hacker. But you know, I think we all need this little cozy game for us. How are you guys doing this morning? This is just a little warm up to warm myself up for the actual stream coming at 6 p.m. today, which will be Zenless Zone Zero. We will be continuing the plot, the main story, so it will be important. And so I thought I'd do a little stream, calm myself down, honestly, more importantly. This is honestly more for me than really is for you guys. But I hope you enjoy nonetheless. I've been working on fan art for you. It's coming together. I'm convinced my dad to try playing Peek with me. Oh my god. Playing Peek with family sounds awful. Okay, with the poll almost running out, the thing who won is the Forest Nook. So we are going to pick the Forest Nook. The Nook was just on the outskirts of the forest, but conveniently hidden from curious villagers. I need my settings open because my graphics, not graphics, gameplay. Where is it? Where is it? Customize in-game appearance. There it is. Let's turn that down just slightly. Open dyslexia. Whoa, I can read! Oh my god! It doesn't look, it looks like shit though, so I'd rather just not be able to read. We're gonna save real quick while we're here. Why not? What did it do? It made me be able, okay, so I guess the font makes it easier to read. I don't know the science behind it, but holy shit, I definitely felt something. I felt my brain cells firing all at once. My eyes connected to my brain. When in need, this spot had never let the recluse down. This time was no different, as the dirt was in abundance. Arriving back at their meeting place, the recluse was excited to share their selection with the witch. Ah, so that's what you picked. Very well, it shall do. Feeling the need to scrub their skin, the recluse retired to their hut to clean themselves. The second day, the recluse slept more soundly at night than they ever had in ages. Having purpose again soothed them, even if they had found themselves caught up with a witch. They elected not to think about it, though instead, when the morning came, they simply did what they had to do. Which is to say, they got up and went to meet with the witch. Upon watching the recluse approach, the sardonic smile lit the witch's face. You completed your first task admirably. 2 more and I can finally give you what you want. She paused for only a moment before delivering her next message of import. There must be some activities I've been meaning to get to. Perhaps you could make yourself useful and cross one of them off the list for me. Not realizing that they are simply saving the witch some time, the recluse determined which task they were most suited for. Oh my god! Alright! Next choice for you guys! Organize! Organize! Your task is either organize a surprisingly underestimated collection of keepsakes, prepare the witch a comforting meal, or attend a certain matter of a nauseous laundry basket. Are we the witch's house husband? Probably. Housewife? Probably. But you would be too a house. You would probably be a house. I would fucking be a housewife of a witch, to be honest. All right. Next poll. Would you rather be cleaning, cleaning, meal prep, or laundry? The poll is coming. Help the witch. Okay, the poll will be named Help the Witch. And then it will be cleaning her keepsakes, her collection. The next is preparing meal prep for the witch. Or cleaning her laundry. I want to be cute and add like little emojis. Oh wow, I can't do it. That's a bummer. It won't let me. It won't let me be cute. Well, whatever. Poll created. Begin voting. Help the witch. Oh, someone wants to meal prep. Someone wants to cook the witch a nice meal. Are we only gonna cook the witch a meal? Is the voting not working again? My vote disappeared? Oh, that's weird. We'll have to redo the vote then, if it's being all wonky woozy. Oh, here we go. It's doing it now. Clean her laundry. Okay. 2 people are gonna clean her laundry. 1 person wants to meal prep. Who else? Don't be shy. I can't cook, so I said laundry. Yeah. You're not the only one, QT. I think someone else wants to do laundry too. Is the witch hot? Probably. I mean, if she's giving you a daughter, then you probably want to. If she's giving you something you really want to do, you really want to have, then it doesn't matter. Then it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. Nah, I bought a vote for laundry. Okay. You don't have to buy votes if no one's voting.
This is truly a
Beep beep moment. Oh my god, thank you! I'll bark if they want me to. We don't even know what the witch looks like! Thank you, Riz. Thank you, Grizz. As always, thank you so much. Thank you for the ba. I'll ba again. Just for you. Meh. Oh, because at first it didn't show my vote? It's being weird, I know. I don't know why it's being so weird. I think it's honestly I think it's the site. I know I blame the site a lot, but come on, man. Oh. Well, we're gonna clean her laundry. We've decided to do the witch's laundry. Hidden away in the dusty corner of her hut, the recluse found a forgotten basket of laundry that's been left stewing for who knows how long. How are the settings? I know I keep checking the settings, but the music is very beautiful. And I feel very bad if no one can hear it. I think this is the first time I'll ever have to turn the music all the way up. That's crazy. What music? Yeah. There was supposed to be music? Okay, well now there's music. Can you hear it now? There, can you hear it? Slightly? Oh shit. Okay, I'll turn this up a little bit on my alright, it's time for the big guns. Can you hear it now? Yeah, the music is pretty quiet. My follower list, since I started watching, is like, has been one meme. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. I'm resetting it because I thought it was funny. You can hear it now? Alright. Hidden away in a dusty corner of her hut, the recluse. Oh, wait, we are. Dealing with it took most of the day and left them with a lingering cough, but resulted in an unrivaled sense of accomplishment. What did I gain? Arriving back at their meeting point, the recluse was excited to report their progress with the witch. Ha! Very good. How kind of you. After quickly wiping themselves down, the recluse returned to their hut for the remainder of the night. There, I made it slightly quieter, just in case I forget to turn it down when the loud, like, when loud-ass, ZZZ comes in. The third day. With 2 assignments complete, the recluse felt their excitement grow. If this witch was being honest, and for some reason, they felt like she was, then that would mean that this could be the last night they could spend without a child. They hoped so, at least. That's all they could do. Barely remembering to get dressed, the recluse dashed to the meeting spot. Again, the witch had been waiting for them there. Welcome back, recluse. Are you prepared? Today is the big day, is it not? The last task is an easy one. Or at least I believe so. Bring me something colorful, something bright, that you think would suit her. When they first told of the 3 tasks, the recluse had imagined the things were much more difficult. It seems easy to be a trick, which they suppose only meant they should take it seriously, as if a mistake could mean death. With death in mind, the recluse decided where to search to color. A field of flowers or a stony river. Alright, our chips, you're American? Yeah, in America we call it fries. Hi, Charlotte. Okay, I think this is the last quest, mayhaps. New poll! An offering. A field of flowers or a stony river. Stony river. Ooh, field of flowers and stony river. People want to find their daughter either a nice flower or a nice rock, I see. It is tied. I also thought Turkey was doing nachos. That sounds good right now, actually. Okay, so the offering poll is up. It'll be up for 5 minutes. So again, the things are a field of flowers or a stony river. And we are finding the offering to give our daughter, or what our daughter might like to have. Hey yo, I make some banger nachos. I want machos now. Damn, guys. Oh, okay. Hi, Toonba. What the hell? I just ate a half jar. What the fuck? Oh, by the way, it's still tied. If anyone wants to vote for the new offer for an offering for our child, our Shroom child. I hate saying Shroom child because we are now tied. Toonba! Oh, a field of flowers once again. My body is 99% cholesterol. Yeah, and like 99% fucking and your mouth is 99% cavity, is what I've heard from you. Holy shit. Please brush your teeth. Toonba? Aw, sleepy Toonba. The offering vote is closing. And it looks like Field of Flowers have won. Alright, a Field of Flowers. If someone wanted color, where else would they even consider? The recluse decided to make their way to a particularly idyllic Field of Flowers. The field was filled with an overwhelming amount of choice. Before long, the recluse narrowed on the options down to a few. Milkweed, the bright orange herald of the butterflies. Forget-me-nots, light-hearted blue flowers. Bleeding hearts sang dream of symbolic drops. Cardinal flowers, prideful red bloom. Foxglove, purple bell-like blooms. All right. Next poll. Meh. I think I forgot to not meow. I'm meowing. Not buying, it's meowing. What's this? Oh. Okay, let's start a new poll. We have pick a flower. We got milkweed. We have forget-me-nots. I love forget-me-nots. They're so pretty. We have bleeding hearts. We have cardinals. We have foxglove. Alright, let's cut the duration down to 2 minutes instead, since we don't have a lot of people here. And we'll start the poll. Pick a flower. It's time to pick a flower. The poll has been created, and we go. Cat row? Oh no, 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 no. No meowing. Not today. Not ever. Maybe. Alright, pick your flower. This might be a big decision of what daughter we might have. This time you only get 2 minutes. Oh, someone voted for Forget-Me-Nots. The voting is almost over. Time is almost up. The winner is Forget-Me-Nots. A cerulean sea of forget-me-nots bobbed in the gentle breeze. Fitting for a name, fitting for a moment that would never be forgot. Fitting for a moment that would never be forgot, the recluse plucked one, gently storing it in their pocket. Blue! We discovered blue! The recluse returned to the witch's hut, colored item in hand. She gently took the object, nodding her head at the recluse. The recluse stood there for a moment, unsure, before finally the witch realized what they expected. Oh, you wanted your promised daughter, don't you? Her voice was almost mocking, but at least it wasn't overtly cruel. I must tell you that I lied, human. I do require several more things more trifling things from you. First is the matter of payment. The recluse should have known that everything is for a cost. Pay me now in wealth. Pay me now in life. Pay me sometime soon in a larger quantity. Pay me at a much later date. In the way I choose. Oh dear God. Oh, the choices are getting far more heavy now. Shall we pay now with wealth? Shall we pay now with life? Pay me sometime soon in a larger quantity. Pay me at a much later date in the way I choose. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Right? start a poll again. Pay the witch. Pay now. With wealth. Pay now. With life. Pay some time soon. With larger. With soon. More. I can't do like a cat. Let me do money. Sometimes the emojis don't work, piss me off. There we go. Pay sometime. Pay soon, I should say. Pay sooner. Soon. More. Wealth. And then the last one is pay much later. Witch's choice. Pay much later. Which? Witch's choice. It'll be, let's bump it up to 3 minutes. And there, pay the witch. How shall we pay her? How shall we pay her? Here are the options once more. Pay me now with wealth. Pay me now with life. Pay me sometime soon in a larger quantity. Pay me much later, at a much later date, in the way I choose. Oh god, someone wants to pay with their life. Is this what we want to do with their life? Well, that's what chat chooses. All right. Someone wants to pay with life, and life we shall pay. They told the witch they would offer life as payment. Certainly. Stepping forward, she took them in a cold yet unkind embrace. They woke hours later, an uneasy feeling like something is missing. The witch was still there, waiting for the recluse. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed the recluse a small pot. Humans are tricky, but mushrooms are much more resilient. Consider this an upgrade. Don't worry, she'll eventually develop a mind. Simply give her time as much as she needs. Soon your wish will be in full bloom. I suppose with all that's settled, though, there is one last thing for you to consider. A young girl needs a proper name. The recluse thought on the witch's demand before offering a final thing they had to give. Her name. What shall we name our daughter? I birthed this shroom from my womb. The shroom womb. Ro Jr.? No. You know, Turkey, since you're here, this is you and I's child. What would you name, if you ever had a daughter, what would you name her? Actually, Ro Jr. doesn't sound too bad. I like Rose. I like Rosa. That's a cute name. Though she is, I think she would be blue though. I don't know what color she would be though. I like the name Saphira? Really? Sapphire or Saphira? Is it Saphira? Am I saying it right? Sapphire. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I love, Turkey, that's my birthstone. A sapphire is my birthstone. Well, Turkey got me pregnant, and now our daughter's name is Sapphire. Yeah. She walked away. Only fate knowing if the two shall ever meet again. Chapter 2, Cultivation. Though the recluse was unaware of the specifics, they did realize that it was important to heed her instructions. Care for the pot and the dirt, and of everything that lay within. So the recluse gear up, as any parent should, assigned to the thing they need to raise a child. I like how Turkey... since I'm technically the recluse, since I am the streamer, So Turkey the witch just came up to me, got me fucking mushroom banged me. That's not what happened. Got me mushy pregnant, gave me your daughter, and I named it Sapphire. In finances, in the case, a nearby village had goods and services that you could not provide. Nutrients for the child, help it grow strong. They would need plenty, as it would be deplete on a daily basis. And finally, the recluse's own stamina could not be ignored. One cannot burn the candle from both ends indefinitely. Thus begins a long growing season of the recluse's life. The day gotten away from you already, the sun gently descending upon the shallow behind the forest's reach. You weren't able to finish everything you set out for today, but you only had free time for one more chore. Ah, barter. Alright. There's not enough people to vote, so me and Turkey will probably just do this. Alright. Finish a favor the village leader asked you. Purchase new construction material for your hut. Barter for some fine substrate to better grow your daughter. You've worked enough. Retire to the tavern. You want the barter? You want to barter? All right. It's barter. An amateur mycologist in the village recently informed you that he had some new supplies that may interest you. Deciding to take him up on the offer, you come to the conclusion, after a brief meeting, that he was right. You take a fine pouch of soil, and he took some of your hard-earned coin. Your tasks beneath you and your daughter return home. Each do a nice bath and a simple dinner. God damn! Ah! Anyways, you realize that, buried in your new goal, you've forgotten to feed yourself. Or procure any human food, really. What was the most nutritious option? Go to the woods for foraging. What's this mushroom for again? It looks tasty. Oh no! No! Don't eat my daughter! I don't think I have enough stamina to go to the woods for foraging. I have a lot of nutrients, though. I think we're poor in stamina. I think if we might die. So we'll take this. What's good enough for your child is good enough for you. There's no reason to go out of your way. You have plenty of nutrients right here. Oh shit. Afterward, you were left with the taste of dirt in your mouth, huh? But also an intense feeling of closeness with your daughter. You forged a unique bond. Decisions made, life continued. What did I just do? Did I just eat dirt? Something's happening. What the Our daughter's beautiful, honey. Your daughter has changed in the night. One day you find your daughter has left her pot and now hops around your house with determination. The creature jumps about with ease, with clear intent now visible in her face. Now it's getting louder. Her demeanor seems active and brazen, almost finding herself engaged in troublesome play. Encourage her boldness. Spend time nurturing her environment. Motivate her to do something safer. Would you like... Yeah, so... Yeah. She's jumping around. Encourage her boldness. I am a worrywart. I want her to do something safe, but her boldness is very important to me. I do like that. Though, what do you think, Turkey, if we had a daughter? And she's very rambunctious. Hold on. Info. Quality. Why is her trait molding? I don't know, man. She's molting. She likes to molt. God forbid a mushroom woman have hobbies, I guess. Encourage her? I don't want her to hurt herself. But okay. Your daughter's development is going better than expected. You want to promote her adventurous nature. You set out furniture, boxes around the house, and nearby clearing to give her more opportunity to push her mobility to the limits. She takes to her new independence easily and often worries you when she wanders too far off. Decision has been made, life has been continued. One evening, you hear a knock at the door, a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witness none other than the Witch of the Woods, standing on your doorstep. Are you about to pay your child support, Turkey? Turkey about to pay her child support, or give me another one. I don't mind, either way. Could it be she's here for a visit or settle a debt? I already gave her a debt. Introduce her to your daughter. Oh my god, look, this is your daughter! Perhaps it's time to take for your daughter to meet the witch. Maybe she could learn a thing. Maybe she could learn a thing or two. Something about the way the two absently stared at each other. You wonder if they made some sort of connection today. The decision is made. A life continued. One evening, you discovered many footsteps outside. The three-toed and webbed, strange creatures have been poking around. You've heard the rivers of these woods are home to nefarious turtle-like creatures that capture human children only to bring them home and drown them. Your child isn't a human, but you feel a leer of envious eyes of the tree line. They know how precious they know a precious daughter when they see one. By the looks of the tracks, ones are quite young. Perhaps you could do something to frighten them away from your home. Murder. I could. Your daughter inside for the evening. Oh, I could purchase a magic ward. There's always market stalls found in the catering and cautious and superstitious folks who wanted to deter evil creatures. You head into the town to procure such charms, irregular pearl beads strung around the ward string and carefully hung around them on the tree line. The ward seems to work perfectly as the footsteps and beady eyes glares cease. Your daughter is safe for now. The decision is made. Life continues. Huh? Something's happening. Oh my god, my daughter! She's beautiful! Your daughter has changed in the night. One morning you noticed your daughter is nowhere to be seen. After an hour searching a nearby area, you find her standing perfectly still in the dance of trees. To your surprise, the creature has now taken the form of a young girl. You feel relieved to confirm that the witch has not betrayed you. At your approach, she turned, acknowledges you silently before continuing carefully watching her surroundings. Buy her a nice gift to celebrate. Tell her it's time to go home. That is so cute. Watch her silently. Thank you. It's time to go home. You kneel beside your daughter and offer your hand, telling her it's time to go home. I'm gonna cry. She smiles contently, and the two of you return home, hand in hand. Decision is made. Life continues. You awaken only to discover your daughter is covered in tiny parasitic creatures. For the sake of her health, you should find a way to get rid of these little pests. Give my child a rinse. After a moment of contemplation, you gather the components to a soapy bath. Your daughter, thankfully, seems to enjoy this experience. The creatures are dealt with. Made decision, life continues. One can only juggle all their different debts for so long. Today's the day. All of your balls came crashing down. Between keeping a girl fed and your own affairs, things are starting to slip from you. You realize you had no choice but to spend the day trying your best to settle some of your problems. Well, if I have no choice. You work diligently, taking care of all the things that need to be taken care of. Well, if all of your conflicting affairs is a little more organized, life continues. Was this supposed to happen? Days pass and by. You and your daughter's continued growth. There's unpleasant relating of hers continues to grow as well. Despite your best efforts to patch the mold, patches of mold have been appearing more and more, growing shapeless blotches over the ever-increasing portions of her body. Your desperation to help her intensifies each day, and you spend the night after night reckoned with concern. One morning you awaken to an unpleasantly overbearing aura of decay. Find the worst of your fears to come to pass. The voracious mold has bloomed into a immense blanket of every inch of her body. Her form, obstructed by the massive mold, unsightly, struggled, stirring, reveals that she can still move, although barely. Clutching her despite her, not just a miasma, you pull your daughter close, attempt to somehow keep her all together, even though the rough clumps of blue-colored mold have fallen to the ground with a gentle thud. A new beginning. You didn't realize it was weird at first. Even now, you felt pretty normal, as if it weren't for the recluse's deep concern. This mold you feel, it's a part of you. As it blooms, you feel yourself blooming too, becoming more. Blooming, decaying, dying, living again. Seamlessly, the two of you change shape together until you can see your parents' face again. Their shock expression softens into something like acceptance, and they grab your shoulders firmly as if confirming you that you still have a solid form. And just like that, your normal life continued. The recluse, as ever, adapted to your changes swiftly, and memory became just like another strange day adventures. Eventually, you felt the need to tell your parents that you are ready to go out and find adventure of your own. As they grow older, you worry about leaving them on their own. Thankfully, your concerns were unwarranted. They were happy that you had grown enough to be able to move out. They had even offered to help you build your own home, close to theirs. You welcomed them every time. The faster you would have anticipated, the two of you built your home together. They showed you all the tricks they knew, and made sure to impair as much knowledge as they possibly could. Finally, the day arrived, and you were officially on your own. You were scared, a little, but also excited. Felt like a new chapter was beginning for you. I gained the trait, a loving parent. Sapphire, assertive blue mold. Aww. Despite some initial uncertainty, you finally made your new home. Made it even nicer than the recluse shack. That looks dark as fuck. Hold on. What does the high contrast do? I hate that. Whoa. Hold on. I wasn't ready for that. Robustness, potency, mycelium, humanity. I can visit my parent. She's so independent. Just like her dad, mom, turkey. Let's go on an expedition. She's bold. Sapphire's very bold. While on an expedition in a nearby swamp, you lost track of time. The sun has already set in the sky, and the trees surrounding you. You seem even more menacing now. As you contemplate your situation, you try to figure out the best thing to do. Look for help. Keep cool and calm. Evaluate your situation. Sleep in an abandoned building. Wander through the woods. Or follow a random road. What do you think? What do you think, Turkey? What should we do? I'm hungry as fuck. I'm gonna go eat something. I'll be right back. Cracker time! I got some crackers. Alright, let's see here. Do some crackers. Keep cool. Calm. Evaluate your situation. Dude. Cracker time. You know, my choice is crackers. I love me my crackers. Meow. Keep calm. Evaluate situation. There's no use getting hot-headed. Dad, what the fuck? There's no use getting hot-headed and troubling yourself. You sit in the grass absently, drawing the mud with a stick. You try to draw out a map of the area you remembered, working backwards from your current location. By morning, your map is complete. You spend much longer working on it than you intended. The light's assistance, you're able to make your way back with ease. You're just a little more tired than you preferred. One day, you notice a strange intruder walking around your home, an elderly man, sporting an unkempt beard full of crumbs. She spots you. A lopsided grin fills his face. Well, ain't you something? The man lifts his head up, greeting. Everyone's been talking about the fungal woman in the woods. It must be you. You suppose you never met another mushroom girl, now that you think about it, but it feels a little odd to be singled out as such. The man continues speaking. I was hoping to meet you. After all, I was wanting to give you something. He reaches into his shabby pack and pulls out a bound book. It appears to be humble. You caress its way to it. An almanac. Everything I ever done learned. I've been working on this for a long time. But say my life's work, I guess. They grow up so fast, don't they? He looked down at the book. He's holding the book too. But there's always more lives to live. Ain't that just how the old cycle goes? Maybe you'll be able to help me fill in some gaps. There's still a lot to see out there. You take the object carefully, pulling it open. The truth be told, you've never been much one for handling books, but with your hundreds of illustrations depicting beautiful, different mushrooms, variety of colors, it's beautiful. By the time you look up, the old man was already walking away, waving his hand at you and calling out a simple, goodbye, be good now. How odd. You like his gift, at least. To the east of your forest lies a village of humans, but you often find yourself wondering what you could find if you simply keep traveling east. Today, you have solved its mystery, which, with a pact, you departed, prepared for a day trip. Thoroughly trodden down the path, you easily to the village, a route you're familiar with. Once you get beyond the far edge of the village, is when the anticipation begins to build. The more you think about it, anything could be out there as soon as you see what that is. Your journey is long. Well, as long as a day trip could be, you suppose. But after what it felt like hours of walking through gently sliding villages, valleys, and hills, you begin to notice structures. Though they are aged, you recognize large monoliths that appeared once become some kind of stone wall, perhaps a defensive fortification. As you walk further, you find buildings as well, though you expect it to be very long since anything human has lived in there. Nature, however, it seemed to be doing her best to claim the stake of the abandoned town. The area is lush and vibrant, and you even managed to spot several animals that were recently seen previously. While exploring, you happen to notice a few tasty-looking plants. Perhaps you could take advantage of this and do some foraging while you're out. Gather sorrel and clover leaves. Pluck evergreen needles. Trap some critters. Pick some berries. Imagine Sapphire's their child and I stole her from them. No! We birthed her from our wombs. I'm gonna gather some sorrel and clover leaves, and probably really low. Or not. Pretty little greens with heart-shaped little leaf clovers, so much of the ground before you. These plants fill you with the nostalgia of being a child and eating so many ground greens you can get your mouth on. What the fuck? You picked these little greens? How do I fail that? Trusty foraging bag, occasionally eating one, savoring their sour veggie flavor. When dinner procured, well, then some, you decided time to say goodbye to the strange little abandoned town for now and begin your long trek home. Perhaps someday you'll return. The sun is as low in the sky, casting beautiful warm tint on everything you see. I see blue. Today was a particularly beautiful sight, blooming fruit trees and the wind blowing through the grass. Your eyes feel heavy. Suddenly you feel yourself falling into a deep sleep. In your dreams, you were sitting on a tree bench. There's a flute playing somewhere. And suddenly the flute was next to you, attached to a vague shape of a woman. I haven't seen you around here before. Welcome. Whenever you go to look at her, it feels like she shifts. You can't quite describe her. You probably don't remember me when you wake up, but it was nice to meet you. After sitting in silence for a second, she starts playing again. Sit alone. Fly. Where do you go when I'm awake? Try to memorize this place. Ew, bye! Oh, here and there, really. There's usually someone asleep somewhere, so I have no shortage of options. I must admit, I've not met many people like you. Perhaps I'll return someday, if you'll have me. Before you had a choice to reply, your eyes open. It's dark out. You should be going home. You feel a crisp breeze. Heat is releasing. The trees are changing color. Fall is alive. Fall is alive! The change in weather has intrigated you. What would you like to do today? While wandering in the woods near your home, you suddenly hear something rustle in the foliage next to you. Before you can react, a large boar bursts forth from the bush, locking its eyes with you. Its sense of intensity, flaming aura of determination. No, it was a wild hog. I'm being cheated on? By who? I gave birth to impregnated me with mushroom spores and I gave birth to her. I really shouldn't be saying that on stream. Turkey, what do you want? What shall our daughter do? Should we run for your life? Wait a minute. Let's look at her info. Actually. Withering. What? Oh, your body refines itself when you're in stressful situation. Doomed. Life rarely works in your favor. That is fucked, dude. Oh, tokens. 8 card tokens. About me. Reputation. Relative obscurity. Young adult. Family. Mystic bond, loving parent. You had someone with you overnight? I did? Bitch, I don't get no bitches! I don't get bitches! Potency? Perform in stressful situations. Oh, so magic, okay. She's so doom and gloom, I'm so sad. Well, it's a fight he wants, it's a fight he'll get! What? After a moment of panic, you realize you haven't even brought a single thing that could help. Fuck you! You desperately try to find something that's not there. The pig catches you off guard. Its hard skull directly hits your gut. It bites down hard on your foot, tearing it off. It's no effort at all. Added insult to injury, the pig actually spits on your foot. Spits your foot out at your feet. At least eat it, jerk! That uncultured swine casually swinders back to the woods. Surely off to have a lovely evening. Meanwhile, you have to hobble back home. Rest your foot until it recovers. Bleh. Despite your life lived thus far, the accomplishments, the laughs and cries, you find yourself withering away. Perhaps it's illness, you think, and it's for time for you to feel better. But no, it's not just simple illness. From your body, from your bounty of mycelium in your mushy soul, there's a dreadful maliness. It's abominable. It's unmeasurable. Before long, it's dragging you down, deep into a mire of self-destruction. After that day, the mushy girl was never seen again. All anybody saw was her making her solemn trek back to their woodland house. Once the door closed, she'll never emerge, having become but the hollow shell of once bright one name. Ending. Hollow. What a tragic end to your first daughter. Yet, It's not an unsurprising conclusion. Nothing lasts forever after all. Perhaps the string of death can be sweetened with a gift. I can't offer much, but how would you like some spores? There's so many uses for these spores. For how know where to spread them, visit my hut when you're ready to learn more. For now, let's remember the child. My achievement! First things first, let's measure her life was worth. New music bonus! Where the wind takes us, daily life. That's 100 spores, 200 spores. Bonus color! We got blue. Stat bonus. Ooh, God. My mycelium sucked. Hollow. End bonus. End. Hollow. First grow bonus. Ooh. I have 500 spores. Don't know what that means. A sickening mold, otherwise unremarkable. My daughter was not mold. My daughter was beautiful. Oh, what? What's this? The witch's hut. Growing a daughter is so rewarding, isn't it? You get love, obviously, and to see her grow, but perhaps most importantly, you get spores. It could be said that spores keep the cycle of life flowing. They are gifted after a daughter is fully formed and spent to help ensure the success of future daughters. But I am sure you'll find plenty of things to use for your hard-earned winnings on. More impressive lives generate more substantial spore counts. So do your best as a parent for her and for you. You'll visit my hut. You'll find that my hut has many amenities. Spend your spores. I don't think I like the idea of spending my daughter's semen on things, but you know what? That's fine. The sports summoning circle, you may improve your base. You might improve your base conditions at the garden. I'll explain further the next we speak. Oh, how cute! Cabinet. Curios. God, I can't see shit. Summon. Summoning circle is a little project of mine. You can see. I filled it with treats of all kinds, gardening supplies, colors you could never imagine. Your first taste is free. Do I stop? What? Fucking mushroom gambling? From the aether appears. Conditions have changed. A new blah 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 poisonous mushroom can now be grown. What? We can have new... Okay, but like, she released her sperm, so now we can have more daughters. I don't like how I said that. Bruh. Old recipe, grab a cabbage, 2 onion, a head of garlic, nothing taters, balance it out. Nice and good. Let's see. Ode another day. Another sheet music. This game is so pretty! Sorry. A beautiful day, isn't it? Patch of earth is your presence. When raising a daughter, the first time passes so quickly. You'll find that this garden is a bit more evergreen. Spores will spread over time, growing stronger, evolving. Check it often. You'll find the rest of this world reflects here. On this plot of land, different plants may yield unexpected results in your day life. Just be sure to deal with any weeds and crops. Now you already feel the basic supplies to get started. Oh my God. Once upon a time, I was a humble recluse. Though they had no need for society, they did often find themselves home in the loneliness that will never quite shake. In the morning, the sun would rise. At night, it would set. The recluse would often observe this splendor, knowing that the sight would make it all the more beautiful by having someone to share it with. It wasn't that they desired a relationship. Perhaps it was a flame that been burned one too many times, or perhaps they were simply disinterested. No, a child. That's what they wanted. Someone to care for, to teach, unfortunately. It was a longing that could not be found. Not in these woods alone. However, we're never quite as alone as we think, are we? One day a witch appeared. As if drawn to the intensity of the recluse's desires. The lumber of the recluse had spent. The morning gatherings slipped away in their hands as they spotted her, the witch of the woods. So she began to speak. You desire a child, yes? For some, it's quite easy to come by, but not you, it seems. Let's make a deal then. If you do 3 simple chores for me, I will present you with a daughter of your very own. The recluse, caught up in the moment, naively, quickly agreed. The witch, knowing that the recluse was destined to accept, simply nodded and began to deliver the first of these so-called chores without hesitation. Growth struggles to be achieved without presence. Offer me that which embodies the emotion that you provide for your daughter. The recluse ponders for a moment, thinking of what they had to offer. Wait, this is different. This is different. This is completely different than what we had last playthrough. It's replayable. Oh my god, it's so fucking cute. Well, we don't have a lot of people commenting today, so it'll just be me and Turkey, if Turkey's still here. Turkey, what do you want to offer to the witch? To the daughter, to the witch? Do you want to offer a disorienting, deteriorating book of poetry? A prized gem fragment? Or an unsettling misshapen sack? Unsettlingly misshapen sack. Sack of what? Let's do a book of poetry. Almost ashamed, the recluse located an old book of poetry from when they were young, going through a phase. The prowess wasn't good by any standards, but it would nevertheless serve an excellent expression of angst and youthful rebellion for their daughter. Returning to the witch, recluse held out their offering. My, I suppose all growth comes with a cost, no? Feeling a tender hollowness, the recluse declines to answer. The second day. The recluse slept more soundly that night than they could ever had in ages. They had a purpose again, soothed them, even if they had found themselves caught up with a witch. They elected not to think about that, though instead, when the morning came, they simply did what they had to do. Which is to say, they caught up and went to the meeting with the witch. Upon watching the recluse's approach, the sardonic smile lit the witch's face. You completed your first task admirably. 2 more, and I can finally give you what you want. She paused for a moment before delivering her next message of import. It's important for a young person to be well grounded in the world. I hear. Bring me a jar of soil to help with this process. Keep in mind that not all dirt is the same dough. Consider the resource carefully. This soil. That did seem somewhat magical, the recluse supposed. Left with this valuable prompt, they consider their options. The foraging nook. The most picturesque forest you ever laid your eyes on. A barren spot in the forest, since struck by invisible ailment. Oh. We'll do this one again. The nook was on the outskirts of the forest, but conveniently hidden from the curious villagers. When in need, the spot never let the recluse down. This time was no different. The dirt was in abundance. Arriving back to their meeting place, the recluse was excited to share their selection with the rich. So that's what you picked. Eh? Very well, this shall do. Feeling the need to scrub their skin, the recluse retired to their hut to clean themselves. The third day. With 2 assignments complete, the recluse felt their excitement grow. If this witch was being honest, and for some reason they felt like that she was, then that meant that this could be the last day they could spend without a child. They hoped so, at least. That was all they could do. Barely remembering to get dressed, the recluse dashed to the meeting spot. Again, the witch was waiting there for them. Welcome back, recluse. Are you prepared? Today's your big day, is it not? This task is an easy one, or at least I believe so. Bring me something colorful that you think would suit her. When they were first told the 3 tasks, the recluse had imagined things would go or much more difficult. This seemed so easy to be a trick. Which they supposed they only they should take it seriously, as if a mistake could mean death. With death in mind, the recluse needed to decide where to search for color. A field of flowers. If someone wanted color, where else there were to, what the fuck am I doing? Where else was there to even consider? The recluse decided to make their way to the particular idyllic site of flowers. A field filled with overwhelming amount of choices. Before long, the recluse narrowed the options down to a few. What is that, a pumpkin? What? What? This is different. Pumpkin! What is that? A pumpkin? Okay, let's do milkweed. A mystical field of fluttering life gently swaying into the edges of the setting sun. I can't read. I can't fucking read. My child will be illiterate just like me. She takes after her mother. The recluse nearly forgot what they were there for, drinking in the fresh honeyed breeze. That was the place. Alright, holy fuck. That is... I don't like that color. I like it, but like it gives, I don't know, when I look at, I want to like it, but like I look at it and I cry, like... I want to go back to the blue. The recluse returned to the witch's hut, colored item in hand. I like it. I don't like it at the same time. I'm very... This color confuses me. She silently took the object, nodding her head to the recluse's recognition. The recluse stood there for a moment, unsure, before finally, I keep bonking my fucking things. Before finally the witch realized what they expected. Oh, you wanted to meet your promised daughter, don't you? Her voice almost mocking, but it at least was not overtly cruel. I suppose I must tell you that I lied, human. I do require several more trifling things from you. First is a matter of payment. The recluse should have known that everything comes for a cost. Pay me now with wealth. Pay me now with life. Pay me sometime sooner in larger quantities. I'm gonna pay with my life. They told the witch they would proudly offer their life as payment. Certainly, stepping forward, she took them with a cold yet unkindly embrace. Wait, did we actually have Okay. They woke hours later. Okay, we definitely did have sex. An uneasy feeling that something was missing. Missing? An uneasy feeling that something was missing. Did she take my kidney? The witch was still there, waiting for the recluse. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed recluse a small pot. Humans are tricky, but mushrooms are much more resilient. Consider this an upgrade. Don't worry, she'll eventually develop a mind. Simply give her time, as much as she needs. Soon your wish will be in full bloom. I suppose with all that settled though, there's one last thing for you to consider, young lady. The young girl needs a proper name. The recluse thought on the witch's demands, before offering one final thing they had to give. We had a sapphire? How about a ruby? When she walked away, only fate. Then she walked away, only fate knowing if the two shall ever meet again. Chapter 2, Cultivation. Though the recluse was unsure of the specifications, they did realize that it's important to heed her instructions, care for the pot and the dirt, and everything that lay within. So the recluse geared up, as any parent should, and assessed things they needed to raise a child. Finances, in any case a nearby village had goods and services that you could not provide. Nutrients for the child, to help it grow strong. It would need plenty, as it would be depleted on a daily basis. And finally, the recluse's own stamina could not be ignored. One cannot burn a candle from both ends indefinitely. And thus began the longest growing session of the recluse's life. The day has gone away from you already. The sun gently descended, being swallowed by the forest's reach. You weren't able to finish everything you set out for today. We only had one more chore. Purchase new construction material for your hut. I do want to hear you. Let's do it again. An amateur mycologist in the village recently informed you that he had some new supplies that may interest you. Deciding to take him off on his offer, you come to the conclusion after a brief meeting that he was right. You take home a fine new pouch of soil, and he took some of your hard-earned coin. Your tasks behind you, and your daughter returned home, each a nice bath and a simple dinner. A flock of hungry birds have been harassing both you and your crops and your daughter recently. In fact, they've become quite a nuisance. I will kill the birds. I feel bad. After a quick trip to the market, you scattered poison to feed. Watching the come in weeks, the crows grow weak. Slowly they perish one by one. Like ebony angels rebuke from on high, your delight in the grudge silence. The bliss comes without knowing their hideous squawking. The consequences of your actions brings a smirk to your face each time one drops. And you're diligent in reassuring your daughter that just how much they deserved it. Thus, a proper lesson for her how to deal with vermin. Nothing could be done about the birds. The matter was laid to rest. Huh? Something's happening. Your daughter has changed into the night. One day you find your daughter has left her pot and now hops around in your home with determination. The creature hops about with ease. It's clear intent now visible in her face. Her demeanor seems active and brazen, often finding her engaged in troublesome play. Spend time nurturing her environment. Increase her boldness. Your daughter's development is going better than expected. You want to promote her adventurous nature. You set out furniture in boxes around the home and nearby clearing, giving her more opportunity to push her mobility to its limits. She takes to independence easily, often worrying you when she wanders too far off. The decision is made, the life continues. You have been irresponsible in your funds when where necessary expense and you won't have enough food to survive. You loathe interacting with others, but you may have to find some work in town. Suck it up and go to work. You swallow your pride and head to the village to do manual labor. It's demanding work, but the fruits of your labor will ensure your daughter will survive another day. A decision is made. Life continues. One evening you hear knocking at your door, a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witness none other than the Witch of the Woods, standing on the doorstep of your humble hut. Could she be here for a visit or settle a debt? Introduce. Perhaps it was time for your daughter to meet the witch. She could maybe even learn a thing or two. The two of you enter the door and invite the gloomy woman inside for dry and awkward small talk. Something about the way they two absently stared at each other. You wonder if they made some sort of connection today. The decision is made. Life continued. Oh, huh? Something's happening. Your daughter has changed into the night. One morning you noticed your daughter was nowhere to be seen. After an hour searching in nearby, you find her standing perfectly still in the dense standing of trees. To your surprise, the creature has now taken the form of a young girl. You feel relieved to confirm that the witch had not betrayed you. At your approach, she turns and acknowledges you silently before continuing to carefully watch her surroundings. Watch her quietly. Buy her a nice gift to celebrate. Today feels like a momentous achievement, so you tell your daughter you're going to the village to buy her a present. She grabs your sleeve excitedly, and the two of you head back to prepare your trip to town. Your daughter thoroughly enjoys the outing and lovingly carries the small birdcage she picked out from the market. Birdcage. This is news made time. It continues. Birdcage. While sitting on a home one day, you hear an unexpected knock at the door. Unfortunately, when you go to answer, you find yourself face to face with a man you never wish to see again. Though he was older now, the scar running down his cheek was unmistakable. It took me a while to find you this time, recluse. The sound of his voice sent a long forgotten chill down your spine. This man was your former business partner. From a time, you did work that was less than admirable. I'm sure all this time alone you've given plenty of time to reflect. Are you finally ready to go back to business? Kill the man. Agreed to do business with the man. Kill him. I can't kill him. I can't even give him money either. I can't kill him. Agree to do business. You can only run from yourself for so long. You suppose perhaps it's time to re-embrace some parts of yourself. After inviting the man in, the two of you speak for several hours. Nostalgia saturates the air. Though you were initially hesitant, the thought of working with him again seemed oddly appealing. When he leaves, he provides you some coin in advance payment, he says. Hopefully this time, things will be different. The harsh weather has taken a toll on your garden, and your harvest has been lost. Weeks' work of food and labor has rotted and destroyed. Without immediate action, you and your daughter will trouble down the line. Times are tough. Offer your daughter some old food. It's unfortunate to let go, yet you bitterly accept it. You've been an expert in that area. Next year, you'll be better prepared. For now, you'll rest and simply go without. This decision is made. Life continued. The end? An end. One night you find yourself struggling to sleep. Your mind wanders as you consider your current place in life. You've lived peacefully with your daughter for many moons. Initially, it was strange. Well, it never stopped being strange, but you were thankful for the company. Besides, the affection you felt for her was like any parent would towards their child. That was normal, at least. Your thoughts turned to the concept of time, particularly how you were once alone and how you were afraid that you'll be again someday. Your daughter had more and more curiosities about the outside world. It was only a matter of time before she wanted to strike her own path. Hopefully you'll find fulfillment now. You hope you've done enough. Ultimately, you find comfort in what you've done. You may have failures in your life, but there's one thing you know you can die proud of. A new beginning. Telling the recluse that you wanted to see more of the world wasn't an easy conversation. As they grew older, you worry about leaving them on their own. Thankfully, your concerns were unwarranted. They were happy to let you grow enough to move out. And they offered to help you build your own home close to theirs. You're welcome to visit anytime, obviously. Faster than you anticipated, the two of you built your home together. So they showed you all the tricks they knew. They made sure to impart the knowledge they possibly could. The day arrived, you were officially on your own. You were scared, a little. but also excited. It felt like the new chapter was beginning for you. Ruby. Common orange flame coral. Despite some initial uncertainty, you find yourself in a new home, maybe even nicer than the recluse's shack. Your first day living outside of your parents' home was occasionally daunting, but filled with possibilities. What would you do? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go visit home. You leave your home for hours in the morning one day, only to set upon a strange woman not too far from your front door. It's immediately apparent that she did not notice you. Heck, she might even notice that the house was right there. As it stand, a slender, bespectacled woman with her gaze at the sky. She'd be a statue if not for the periodic wave of her hand, setting a ranch strain of silver back in her messy ponytail. Watching her for a moment, you stand to reason that maybe something was wrong. Plus, she does look harmless enough. She might be worth approaching. Nope. Play it safe and leave her alone. Nope. Can I help you? The woman whirls around, caught off guard by your sudden appearance. Oh, I'm sorry, she stammers before catching a good look at you. Oh, my, you're an interesting creature, aren't you? Her inquisition borders heavily on the familiar, but you let that slide. Are you by any chance the Mycelium Madam of the Woods? I've heard so much about you. It was a shame I'm pursuing other interests right now. I would love to so much study you. Sorry, was that weird? That's weird, right? The woman pushes back. A series of stray gray hairs, smiling sweetly through the thin lips, eyes glittering like velvet gems. It's almost enthralling. All right then, I should introduce myself. My name is Celia. I am, suppose what you call a scholar of sorts. I study all sorts of creatures, both mythical and speculative, ranging from all sorts of quasi-humanoid beings of an amorphous. If I don't know what that means, I can't fucking read. My primary field of study is in the realm of the Fae. Tricky little fella friends, what you think. Lately, I've been trying to uncover traces of the cheeky little bugger, the Fae prince named Cupid. I don't suppose you've seen any foul-mouthed baby flying around shooting people, have you? Is that a riddle? What do you think? What do you think the answer to that is? Is that a riddle? Celia put a finger to her chin. I suppose it does sound odd, huh? Still, there is that little gremlin running around. My sources have provided me good intel, I assure you. Okay, why bother studying him if you can't find him? I guess I can help you find something. If I see something. Well, that would be wonderful. It definitely seems to be a lost cause looking for him here anyway. I tell you what. Celia hands you a small handbell made from a glowing bone. Take this and ring it if you find him. Of course, if you find anything else of interest, I'd be thrilled to be notified. Holding the handbell, you give a light jingle To your surprise, it rings out spectacularly. Ah, and you know, Celia leans in close. If you ever liked a little studying of your own, well. Celia's face begins to turn red as she looks away, hand in cheek, stifling a giggle. Oh, nothing. Don't be a stranger now. Was that a flirtatious smile? With a grin, she saunters away. What? You left feeling a myriad of emotions, though a single question remains. You're not going to get shot by a baby just walking about, right? To the east of your forest lies a village of humans, but you often find yourself wondering what you could find simply traveling east. Today, you resolved this mystery. With a pact, you departed, well prepared for the day trip. A thorough-trodden path guides you easily to the village, the route you're familiar with. Once you get beyond the far edge of the village is when the anticipation begins to build. The more you think about it, anything could be out there, and soon you'll see what that is. Your journey is long. Well, as long as a day trip could be, you suppose. But after what it felt like hours of walking through gently sloped valleys and hills, you began to notice structures. Although they are aged, you recognize a large monolith that appears that had once been built by some kind of stone wall, perhaps a defensive fortifications. As you walk further, you find buildings as well, although you expected it to be very long while. It's been a very long while since anything human has lived here. Nature, however, seems to be doing her best to claim the stakes of this abandoned town. Best to claim stake to this abandoned town. The area is lush and vibrant, and you manage to spot several animals you've only rarely seen previously. While exploring, you happen to notice a few different tasty-looking plants. Perhaps you can take advantage of this and forage while you're out. Trap some critters. Pick some berries. Pluck the evergreen needles. Gather sorrel and clover leaves. Pick some wild berries. These berries, grown in juicy purple bundles, you can't help but give in to their gem-like appeal. You pluck them from their vines into your trusty forage bag. You can't help but occasionally deviate from the plan. One in the bag for future you, and one on your tongue for present you. Yum. With dinner procured and then some, you decided that the time to say goodbye to the strange little abandoned town for now, and begin the long trek home. Perhaps someday you'll return. Strolling along the countryside, you notice a figure walking across your destination. They're a ways off, but even at your distance you can feel a peculiar aura among them. You feel intimidated, despite not being able to make out any details. As the distance between you shrinks, your feet have trouble moving. No. Witchling. You're touched by magic in some significant way. Pressure in your body feels. Oh, one nope. Spell card. Wealth token. Spore. Food. Crusty knife. That it's your child. And always performed perfectly. Scholar bell. It's a fucking nope. You felt a feeling of vigor rush to your feet. You burst off the beaten path, making tracks and destinations, but the one you were going in. Walking around the village one day, you overheard a gaggle of fun-sized humans giggling. Time away, you gradually sneak up to them and get close, remarkably close. They don't seem to care that you were there. Hey, wait, are they ignoring you on purpose? The nerve of some fleshies. Well, at least you can listen to whatever it seems to be engrossed. How much? The children exclaims, their jaw dropped in sheer of awe of another kid. Enough to buy 3 bags of candy. Not fair, the other child cries. When I lost mine, all she brought me was enough for a hoop and a sack. The other children looked at the child with pity. Hoop and stick was so last season. Well, anyway, the boastful kid continues, I have another one loose, so I can expect to have more candy here soon. Well, that's not fair. I want to lose my tooth too. You're younger than me. What gives? It's probably because all the candy, one of the kids said, getting met with only a shrug of the proud kid. Whatever. I'm going home and pulling my teeth out myself, so I can have enough for 4 bags of candy. The girl stormed off, determined to get some coin of her own, which is odd. When you think about it, these kids need money for their teeth. Do they sell it to their other parts? You briefly wonder the value of a kidney. You'd hear one of the gremlins shout, be sure to put it under your pillow. Ah, then you realize it's a caveat. Must be you need a tooth and store it under your pillow. Well then, money? Last time you checked, you considered your teeth grow back after some time, though it might prove to be a lucrative venture. At length you arrive home. You find yourself less certain about it this time than you were in the village. It's not like the fun-sized humans are known for their honesty. You pause and think. You decide against it. Coming to your senses, you realize self-mutilation in the goal of financial betterment is asinine, to say the least. Plus, you quite like your mouth space, and aren't too keen of disrupting the mojo within. Maybe you'll just have to take one of those munchkin's teeth someday for science. Feeling a cool breeze, the heat is relenting, the trees are changing color, fall has arrived. The changed weather has integrated with you. What shall you do today? Yes. Perhaps the best way to spend the day, you decided would be resting. You really lay yourself back into the bed. Tomorrow, you'll be more productive, or maybe you won't. One day when you're home, you're surprised to hear a knock at the door. Typically, you don't receive many guests, so it's quite unusual. The stranger was a woman with broad shoulders and a grease-lathered apron. Behind her, she hauls a cart of laden with goods. Ah! I knew you'd be out here, she says with a big smile. If I know anything, is that rugged outdoor woman like yourself needs a new toy, huh? Toy? Is she a toy maker? You greet her gently, leaning the cart to the ground. Lifting covered weapons? A girl's best friend. For a small fee, you can make a new friend today. You begin to look through her wares, but there's something you could use. I don't have coins. Are there any other services I can offer? Nah, unless you consider holding onto your money for service for ya. If you have too much of it, she says, half joking but half serious. Being a crafter like I am hard at work. If you make something and have to sell it, then I'll have a little more money and I'll be nice. It could be nicer material, it could be for a better price. But if you need gold to make gold. With a shockingly smooth wink, she adds, I know nothing. I know nothing in this world is for sure. But you do have some spare coin, I guarantee you. I'll pay you back in time, then some. Leave a coin. Wow. I wasn't expecting you to just take me up on it. I'll take it real serious, though. I promise. I'll put this gold to work for you. Chat for a while. It must be lonely being on the move, you figure to the craftswoman. Would be happy to have a moment in chat as friends do. Thankfully, you find she takes the conversation very easily. Before you know it, she finds a tangent to speak of. Do I have something on my face? She asks, oblivious. A huge streak of grease runs vertically from her eyebrows to her chin. Yes. She immediately begins to wipe it on her face, smudging the grease more than removing it. Thanks. I would have been embarrassed to walk around like that all day. After a lengthy discussion, you decide to change the topic. Goodbye. Deciding to be done with her services, you simply bid farewell to the wandering craftswoman. She walks away with a heavy, hearty wave, saying that she'll see you again soon. Walking down the heavy forest path, you notice a disheveled woman slumped mournfully against the base of a tree. She bears numerous scratches and light wounds, as well as peculiarly black-colored lips. Her clothes are torn and dirty, but despite this, you can tell they were quite expensive. Curious piqued you as you approached the woman and asked if you needed help with something. The woman grimaced, shakes her head. Nothing can be done for me. I've been sentenced to death. As she speaks, you noticed her tongue is stained, as if she'd been licking ink. You couldn't help but feel intrigued. What does she mean? A few weeks ago, I was walking through this woods, and I witnessed the most beautiful woman I ever laid eyes on, picking out flowers alone. I'm ashamed to say it, but I was so taken aback by her stunning looks, I followed the woman, aiming to at least ask her name. I discovered far too late, however, that there was no woman but the Witch of the Woods herself. Your eyes widened. Few humans would even speak of the witch. To follow her into the forest is regarded as well as a death sentence. I know not if it was a punishment or fulfillment of an unspoken request. But upon my approach, she twisted around and gave me a terrifying, intense kiss. Women kissing. I came around again. I bore a terrible curse. She visibly trembles, pulling the tattered ends of her elegant dress. Soiled cobbles seem to shift under my feet, and steady tools writhe like snakes in my grasps, inspiring to be dropped. I have been doomed to fail. Like all things, I have lost my work, my coin. I can't even prepare myself food or forage without injuring myself. It would reach to the point where I had nothing to do but sit here and wait. She trails on, pursuing her blackened lips. Again, the doomed lady falls against the tree, staring blankly. It is apparent that she utterly lost her will to go on. A cursed kiss from the Witch of the Woods. How unexpected. Tell her to pursue a romance with the witch. Attempt to dispel the curse. I can do that. You tell the woman that you're a witchling yourself. Dispelling little curses like this should be no problem for you. Very well. Please go ahead then. She seems somewhat hopeful. You really hope you know what you're talking about. You close your eyes, pulling the strings of magical inflaia, clinging to the woman, untangling the curse from her essence. However, each time your spell pulls away at the curse, you find yourself impossibly entangled, intermittently snagged, and woven each layer upon layer. The witch has you beat. This curse was beyond your current understanding of magic, the domain of witches, not witchlings. You take a moment to compose yourself, a little bit embarrassed of how drained you are by the effort. You finally open your eyes. The woman was still smiling. She's a nasty one, isn't she? She gives you a knowing wink. Thank you for trying, though. Really, perhaps my burden feels a little lighter now. You aren't sure what she means by it, but at least she isn't angry. Maybe you'll visit her again. If only to learn something more of the Witch of the Woods and her strange magic. The sun hangs low into the sky, casting a beautiful warm tint across everything you see. Today was a particularly beautiful sight. Blooming fruit trees and winds blowing through the grass. Your eyes feel heavy and suddenly you find yourself falling into a deep sleep. In your dreams, you sit on a tree branch. There's a flute playing somewhere, and suddenly the flute is next to you, attached to some vaguely shape of a woman. I haven't seen you around here before. Welcome. Whenever you go to try to look at her, it feels like she shifts and you can't quite describe her. You probably won't remember me when you wake up, but it's nice to meet you. After sitting in silence, she starts playing again. Sing along. You close your eyes and silently sing with the flute. The song is beautiful. Things that could not be more perfect. Eventually, before you knew it, your eyes were open. It's dark out. Let's go home. A chilly breeze greets you in one morning, heralding the approach of winter. With the end of a year approaching, you find yourself considering your aspirations. You want to accomplish something significant. You decide something you remember. Pursue a great aspiration. There's something you wanted to accomplish actually. You need some great achievement. To end the year on a high note. Whoa! Keep a cautious eye for the Cupid. You remember back to the curious scholar who was outside your house before. She gave you a handbell as a means to summon her. Should you locate the illustrious Cupid. Of course, he could be anywhere, show up anytime. You have to stay vigilant. The chilly air has degraded you. What would you like to do today? Let's go to the woods. Walking through the woods in the afternoon, you find a strange sight. A mushroom girl, or so you think. The capped creature turns to you. You realize that it was a mere person wearing a cute, colorful, mushroom-shaped hat. Oh my! Mushy mush. They regard you with a glee. A real honest to good daughter of the witch. Mushy mush. Hoping to be one foot from the other, they regard you with excitement. As you can plainly see, I am aspiring mushroom person myself, Mushy mush. They courtesy, showing off their fanciful handmade outfit and cute hairstyles. They do. You suddenly bear an impressive resemblance. Still, there's this one pesky mushy area I'm especially lacking in. They look down to exaggerated pout. I can't be a real mushroom without learning some real mushroom magic. But oh, what a happiest happenstance. But oh, what a happy happenstance. Today I met a true mushroom of the forest. Bursting with fungal magic, Mushy mush. Oh, please, show me how it works, would you? Teach them about being a witchling. You decide the humor of the curious human as they watch you, attentive, their eyes wide in wonder as you weave your innate magic through the air. There wasn't much you could teach to your apprentice, As you didn't really understand it yourself, nonetheless they seem overjoyed. Oh, I can't wait to give it a try. Thank you so much. They spin on their heels, dashing into the forest and out of sight. One day, while gathering resources from the forest, you realize the sun has gone to set. You hadn't been anticipating a night trip, so it is unfortunate. Thankfully, you spot a fire on the road ahead. It appears to you a single man is standing next to it, with a worn tent sitting nearby. The man appears to be a distinct set of tattoos, spotting his face, his arm, and decorative, presumably, eyes. You contemplate thoroughly approaching this man. Keeping yourself warm beside his fire does appeal to you. Join this man. It's dark, and you have nothing else on you to create a camp. You figure it was acceptable to ask if nothing else. As you approach the man, he seems aware of your presence. Welcome, daughter of the witch. He speaks calmly, identifying you as more precisely than most. Almanac. Mushopedia. What?
Correct your posture.
Ah, my posture. Thanks, Frost. Idly you think that was unfair to be called the daughter of the witch. The witch did not raise you after all. Nevertheless, you ask the man if you could join him. It is a dark night, and you left yourself stranded. Thankfully, he's sympathetic to your plight. What's mine is yours, fellow. Fey touched, he paused. Though you may find that I do not have much to offer. His eyes, you eye his meager campsite. The fire and the company have to get you through the night, it seems. Though you do spy a variety of small, strange trinkets. Some part of you suspects that they are fortune-telling in nature. What do you do for the remains of the evening? Ask the man to teach this craft. Let me see. Do I still have magic left? Admittedly, something about the man has piqued your interest. You wish to have what he has, so to speak. Practically, before you can open your mouth to plead your case, the man speaks. Of course. This divination is not mine alone. It'd be selfish to keep it from you. To disclose the mysteries of this lessons would, of course, be Gaunch, but thankfully you found him to be a good teacher. I am clairvoyant! By the time the two of you are allowed the fire to go out the next morning, you found they had the seeds to learn a new craft. Goodbye, daughter of the witch. Perhaps someday our paths will cross again. Uncharacteristically, he gave you a toothy smile. It seemed like a joke that This seems like a joke he had let you in on. You simply have to practice your new ability. Try to divine if something he knows, something you do not. An eerie fog covers the roads of the town you've taken. A late-night walk. Someone approached you from behind, their face obscured by a hood. You're the girl with the natural toxins, right? If you give me some, I'll compensate you well. Of course, yes. Accept the payment, and give the man some of your toxic flesh. Without considering yourself with the consequences, you happily break off a piece of yourself and give it to the hooded figure. They pay you, and say be ready for a larger payment if things go well. They disappear into the fog. Later, whoa! After he recovered, he blamed the king's former assassins for attempting to kill him. You're never gonna get the second half of your payment. The winter days grow short, but they nonetheless retain their natural beauty. Birdsong litters through the boughs of the trees, and the gentle patter of rain composes across the land. There comes a small crisp of rotting leaves, pungent but sweet. There's a playful kiss of winter's wind across your cheek, and wait, what was that? Is that a baby hurtling expletives on a motorcycle? Is he wearing a leather jacket? He doesn't look like what you assumed Cupid would look like. Is his hair greased back? But it has to be him. You cup your hands to your mouth and shout, "Hey, are you Cupid?" The heavy-set baby gently lowers down to eye level, appearing of their third shaded windshield and heavy shades. Hey, yo, pretty mush, baby. How's the biz, yeah? You right, I'm Cupid, one and only. Well, that solves that. You retrieve your handbell and give it a slight ring. The sound reverberates through the trees, bouncing until, hey, yeesh, that was fast. Cecilia, the scholar, spies beside you, enamored by the sight of the legendary Cupid. Alright, cool cats, said Cupid. What can I do for you two now? Need a little spark? Losing some passion, eh? You are not entirely sure what he's getting at, but sure enough, Cecilia is absolutely red. Why, nothing of the sort. In fact, we're looking to assist you. You are? Cupid looks at the two of you and eyebrows raised. Oh, you are? Oh, rock and roll, baby. Let me go grab my sidecar, and you two can help me with my quota. In a flash, Cupid is gone, but you're safe to say your assumption that he'll be right back. Turning to Celia, she had a pensive expression. I don't think Celia is an old woman. Do you understand a word he is saying? About half of them, I suppose. It's a weird fey creature, but I shouldn't worry about it. You're ready to matchmaking, though. It gives me time to study him close. Ah, look, he's on his way back, see? The scrawny figure points at the sky. High in the sky, a three-wheeled beast of metal cruises by. More broad-active than a singular seated Cupid, as cruising than before. With a dip that cuts low, pulling you beside from behind. Alright, ladies, hop in, the chumpy little grease baby says. Complimenty double finger gun. You grab one of the seats in the sidecar, and Celia pops in right next to you. With her close, feels oddly warm. Yeah, no, she's not old. She's probably maybe a little fuzzy. Alright, Cupid. What is this picture? Back up to the air. Name of the game is Matchmaker. You two are my spotters. We're gonna go around, spread the power of love in this cold, dreary pace. First off, the village. For some time, you arrived to the village just outside the walls. Near a long abandoned castle sit up perched. Inside the town walls, people are tiny, unaware of your presence. Alright, now here's the dealio. From the compartment, Cupid pulls out a small box of chocolates. Here's our ammunition. Real groovy. Way to fall in love, you dig? What the fuck? I'm not sure what your vibe is, mush ma'am, but you look like you got some magic on your mojo. Do me a favor and add your little razzle-dazzle to the goods I prepped. As the Cupid begins to retrieve his bow and arrow halves, you look down at the heart-shaped chocolates and consider your options. Beside you, Cecilia sits expectantly, an inquisitive brow to the possibilities. Imbue them with magic. Feeling of certain razzle-dazzly, latest proportions, you give the chocolates a fickle of your magic mushy wrists. Not much, but the chocolates seem to glow, hardened with elated magic. Handing the boxes back, Cupid looks over the contents. Whoa! Why so subtle? So sweet. And just a little nutty. Wait. Why are these rock hard? Well, anyway, looks like it'll be perfect. I hope. Let's give them a try. Let's start with that one over there. They smell unsatisfied. Unmoved. Unloved. They seem to seek adventure. They seek adventure. Companionship. Someone to share the times with the good times and bad with. Well, here you go. You two are my spotters. Let's go. Wait, what does this exactly mean by? The village streets, down on their luck. Jesse and Janks walk on the cobbles listlessly. Another day, another dull rum. The world never seems to progress for the Jankies. The boss man's always angry and coin pursing everything empty. Jesse passes by a clothier in town, stops for a spell, glancing at the fabrics. They're beautiful. Maybe one day Jesse could draw on the luxurious garments. But not today. Jenks turns around and perceives to put one foot in front of the other. Really, the best thing they could do now. Earn their trek back home. Meow! An arrow is imbued right in Jane's shoulder. Jesse's stunned, stops, look. Chocolatey goodness oozing from the wound. What the fuck? Ah! Alright, got him. Now spotters. Now I need you to find me a good spot pronto. Another one? You turn to Celia with a confused look. Instead, she hastily scrawls her notes. Did you just shoot that person? I did, my portobello princess. Sometimes in the name of love, you gotta crack a few eggs. That did not seem like the proper use of a saying. Then again, they are the one with the weapon, and you just chuckled and did the spotting. After handing a couple powerful lenses, you were able to make a deal out of passerbys below. Onlookers watching the poorly assaulted person with great interest. As another one who glances, he shrugs, he keeps going on. Another day, eh, pal? The clothier stands by the glass of their shop, worried as they touch their latest piece. And of course, they're always the victim themselves. The trick was always involved 2 arrows. Turning back to Cupid, you give him your answer. The interested longlooker, the unfazed peasant, the clothier, the miserable Jesse Jenkins. The interested onlooker. Another one? That one? Says let loose. The onlooker, their mouth frozen, fear, watching poor Jenkins scream at this damned arrow, but didn't seem to feel the chocolatey dip into their skin. Oh shit! Yay! All they felt was a deep burning love of the endearingly screaming Jenkins. In a rush, they bound over, cooing and hushing and helping up Jenkins with the damage of their suddenly vanished arrow. All that followed was a deep, longing look into each other's eyes, and a budding of love. Hey, that worked great! You're a good spotter. Well, let's keep on going. Can't stick around too long in one place, you know? Without delay, Cupid rides off to the west. Traveling west, the day grows long in the tooth. Tooth? Yeah, okay, that's what it said. You look over Celia, who puts her pen down momentarily to study you. She realized you caught her staring, and she looks away, bright red. Yeah, no, she's not old. I can't believe I gave her Celia gave her an old woman's voice. The ride was comfortable, despite the frigid breeze. You feel warm. You feel warm in the snug sidecar. Cupid keeps talking about watching whatever, but it's hard to focus on him because if only because he never shuts up. Oh, I think I smell someone way over there on the field. You see them? You have no idea what he's talking about. Where is the field? Oh! And off you go. Glancing over back, Celia's notes are becoming comprehensive. It's a shame you can't make out heads or tails of it. A lot of stuff to go through. Yep. Curious? Celia asks. It's dense scientific jargon. You decide it's best not to pry, though her intelligence cannot help but spark something. Even if you couldn't understand it, maybe listening to her prattle on would be nice. Oh, there you are! Some of those folks down there. A group of people huddle around a freshly built campfire. Alright, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and here goes an arrow. Meow. There we go. Down below, around the modest fire, sit a dear group of friends. And the suave, fashionable Alex the Dude, Bro Shaman, was just among them. Unfortunately for her, she is Cupid's lucky chosen. Fing! The arrow sits square into the dude's chest, and when she looks down, the unsuspecting damage, all she can muster is, bummer, dude. Meanwhile, the rest of her circle. Holy shit! Well, you're the spotter. Who's the lucky one? Honestly, there's only a handful of folks down there. There's someone who's sitting expectantly close and seems more attentive and proactive than the rest. But they're all trying their hardest, it seems. Well, also, there's the fire. Shoot the fire? Go nuts, shoot them all? No. Alright, you got it, boss. With extreme dexterity, the chocolate flies. And the girl caught square in the middle at the top of her head. The girl need consoling the dude that hit the arrow. Hectic, the two stares into each other's eyes. Smoochin' time! There's a scene silent among the group. A profound understanding. Hey guys, get a room, the other friends say, cutting the tension. And while the group is alright, a new dynamic blossoming between the two. Love. Whoa, we're on a roll. Let's go. You're a natural at this. Absolutely groovy, baby. Well, shall we get going? There's one more stop in the night. Cupid gets the ride going, beginning once more heading west. At this point, the day is slogging off to the evening. Looking over to Celia, there's a distinct tiredness in her eyes. She's been working all day, and a great smile herself on her face was rather beautiful. It's time she catches you, and when you look away, your mushy cheeks have grown red. The air has gotten colder with nightfall, and only getting worse with the time goes past in this vast forest. Although it is cold, you've never felt so warm next to her. Here we are, Cupid laughs. You wake at the start, never realizing you'd fallen asleep to begin with. As it turns out, Celia wakes in a similar manner, and you find yourself leaning close to each other. It's almost a shame to wake up. Last one down. A tired old sort. Long removed from society. Do you remember the warmth of love? You grab the lenses, curious, and look over towards Cupid directs. It's difficult in the dark, but you can locate them with a laugh. An elderly man sitting on a stump. All the love in his life that's been snuffed out long ago. That poor soul has no direction left in which to steer his heart. You felt a pang of pity for a second. Okay, meow. Not even gonna let me read. Fuck you. You look back at the man, crumpled over, grasping his shoulders. He seemed groaning on the forest floor. What the fuck? Oh, God. The old man Crumbeard laid on the forest floor, groaning earnestly. Oh, I knew they'd find me, he wheezed. You could not take me to war, but you found me. What a sad, lonely man. Cupid looks almost indignant. He really needs some companionship, you know? Though you could smell the history on him, you'd sure wonder people like him deserve happiness and all. Still, I'm not judging. Just an executioner. Not a judge, just an executioner. So, Spotter, what's the verdict? You glance over the surrounding area. There wasn't much going on there. A wolf wandering nearby, dangerously close. A rat making the feast of the old man Food's beard while he's distracted. And there's Crumbeard himself, you suppose? So, Cupid, you say, what? Shoot, you know what? Shoot that sensitive-looking tree over there. The tree? Cupid flashes you a patronizing look. The tree? You reassure him. Yes, very much, the tree. Maybe I should pick a better spotter, Cupid grumbles, before flawlessly sending an arrow to the selected tree. Arrow square not in the tree? How naughty! Remarkably, Crumbeard's on his feet in a record time, though it seems the sudden clarity has dawned on them. No need to find a love for individual or comedy. The land is all around them. Always been, always will be. If you can't love the land, what in a life is worth loving at all? Taking this revelation in stride, Crumbeard walks into the forest, discovering the beauty in all she had to give. Well, he seems happy. Good job. Well, I guess get your what did he just say to me? Gone quite late, it seems. Oh, and thanks for all your help, by the way. You're born natural to this. After some time, Cupid brings you to your house. Both you and Celia climb out of the sidecar, stretching your legs. Well, Cupid says, truly was a night to remember. I should hang out with you on more rides. Cupid hops out of the seat, waddling over because he's a baby. Forgot about that. Ah, now, where my hug at? Give old Cupid a hug. We in this biz have to stick together. You are very reluctant to give the Fae a hug, but what a relief. Oh, he's gone. Ow! What's the big idea? Focusing, you realize Cupid was stuck in a jar held in Celia's hands. Come on, you nerdy node taker, let me out! Oh, Cupid. Are you really so foolish that you didn't recognize me? Celia's skin begins to glitter and shine with opal. What? You're one of them weird, aristocratic motherfuck. Celia shakes the jar hard, disorienting Cupid in silence. That's right, my aristocratic kin told me to deal with the long-standing thorn in the garden. She holds Cupid up in a jar, staring into the glass, sunken trap Cupid. Stuffing the jar in her bag, you occasionally hear muffled cries of help within. I feel bad. Sorry, I turn to you. I wasn't fully honest. I've gotten you racked up in the inter-fairy politics. I'm a fae, you see, just like Cupid. But from a, let's say, rival family. Though most fae have been calling this little gremlin Silence for a while now. But I don't feel bad. It's not like he'll be trapped and sealed away forever. Well, it's not like him being trapped and sealed away forever will stop folks from finding love. They'll just be finding less arrows where they rather them not be. That's fair. Anyways, I should reintroduce myself. Cecilia gives you her head and hairs and gives a greeting bow. I am Scholar, undercover agent of the great family of, well, she catches herself, hand in her mouth. Oop! A girl can't give up all her secrets on the first date, now shall she? Okay, yeah, she's definitely not an old woman. Cecilia gives her a first date, huh? Celia, I used to say, Winfield, leans down and gives you a peck on the cheek. Was this a date? What can I say? She slings the pack on her shoulder, giving you a small grunt from within. It was something in the air. And she walks away. A hand jumps in the air and she waves goodbye. Until next time! You smile, watching her depart. At length, you take one last look at the sky before going to bed. It really was a match made in heaven. Ending. Matchmaker. Aww. First things first, let's measure what her life was worth. This time was so cute! Bonus color! Mycelium bonus. Oh, I got some spores. I got more spores. Matchmaker. Oh, first crown bonus. The flame corals. I got less than what I did last time, but that's okay. That is okay for me. And I think that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Visit the Gnome Depot. Okay, gnomes. Password? Magic word. Whisper the word. We don't know the word. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be... Well, okay, this isn't the right one. Would you like to whisper more? No. Okay, so I think that's it for Mushroom Musume. I enjoyed this far more than I thought I would. And I do have to leave because in 30 minutes we will have another stream, the official stream of ZZZ. And I loved this a lot. I loved reading every second of it. It was very nice. It was like I was reading a little storybook. So I'll definitely be playing more of this. And yeah, we will definitely be playing more. And I am Ro. I stream sometimes, and I will see you in 30 minutes.